Hi, I'm Karen. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you my Mother's Day tarot gifts. These are gifts from my husband Kenny. Kenny's not really into tarot, but he supports my practice. I keep a tarot wish list and he picks a lot of my gifts from that list. Today I have a deck and a book to share with you. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the deck. This is the Crystal Keys Tarot. This is by Dina Rosenberg, artwork by Amalia Drews. This is not an unboxing. I've already opened the box. I saw Krista on Krista Chronicles do a walkthrough of this deck, and she had to crack the gilding to unstick the cards from each other. So I went ahead and cracked the gilding before I decided to film this. But otherwise, this is going to be a first impression. This is the little paper band that came around the cards. Let me tell you a little bit about the box. It is a nice sturdy box. The insert here is one of those ones that feels like it'll hold up pretty good. It's got a pretty turquoise ribbon that matches the book, and I'll take a quick look at the guidebook here in just a second. Okay. And here's a little overview of some of the cards in the deck. It says, deepen and enhance your personal insight with this stunning deck that fuses traditional tarot wisdom with the transformative energy and power of crystals. Anchored in the tradition of the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, Crystal Keys Tarot pairs the symbolism of the cards with the colorful imagery of powerful crystals from all over the world. Each card, beautifully rendered as if seemingly carved from the stone itself, echoes the energy, aura, and texture of a crystal specifically chosen to match the card's archetype and imagery. And from what I've seen so far, that is a perfect description of this deck. This is the guidebook, Crystal Keys Tarot Guide to the Cards. And I've just taken a little quick peek, and I remember from what Krista said about the book, it is a very good book. Has a page for each card, has a little description of the card, and then some information about the crystal, and then a little phrase, just a little key phrase about each crystal at the bottom of the description. So I'm very happy. I like the way Dina writes. She does a great job of describing the tarot card and the crystal. So that's going to be a very useful as well as beautiful book to use. Now, this is my first crystal deck, so I'm very excited about that. I love using crystals, so it's kind of surprising that this is my first deck, but then again, it probably isn't surprising because I've been very picky and none of the other crystal decks have ever really appealed to me. I use crystals every single day. I have a close connection with my crystals, and I just really didn't feel like any of the decks I had looked at had that same kind of energy and feeling that I have toward my crystals. I use crystals with my tarot decks. I use them with my meditation. I make crystal grids for any events going on in my life. I just really wanted a deck that felt very crystal driven, not as something kind of superficial. And that's what I get from this deck. I can tell that Dina is very knowledgeable about crystals. She co-owns a metaphysical shop in Amityville, New York. It's called Amityville Apothecary, and so she has a lot of knowledge about crystals and tarot, and she's combined them beautifully in this deck. I'm just going to do a little flip through so you can see how truly gorgeous these cards are. And I do have plans in the future to do a more thorough deep dive. I have some plans for combining these cards with some of my crystals. And so today is just going to be an overview. This first one is the Fool, and this she used golden labradite. Now, a lot of these crystals I'm not familiar with. She does say in the book this is not a common crystal, but the energy of the crystal is matched perfectly to the energy of the archetype on each of these cards. So even if it's one I've never heard of, she does a great job of describing why she chose that one. So this is the full. And this is my first time filming an overhead card walkthrough, so bear with me. If I'm a little bit out of frame sometimes, I apologize. This is the Magician, and this is Rainbow Fluorite. I love Rainbow Fluorite. It is my favorite crystal. I work with it very often. And the Magician is one of my favorite cards, so that was a perfect combination for me. This one is the High Priestess with selenite, another perfect choice. Now, this next one is another one I'm not familiar with. This is the Empress, and this is chrysocolla. I'm not familiar with that crystal, so I'm excited to see what she says in the book about it and why she chose this one. This is also the cover art for the guidebook. Then next, the Emperor is pyrite. I don't have any pyrite, but I am familiar with that crystal, so I do think that's a very good choice for the Emperor. Here's another one I've never heard of. For the Hierophant, it's pietersite. And then I just recently acquired my first piece of ametrine, which I'm very excited about. I've wanted a piece of that for a long time. And I think that's a wonderful choice for the lovers. Next is the Chariot with carnelian. Strength with black tourmaline. Look how beautifully that's depicted. I just love the way the artist took the crystal and painted it into an image of that particular tarot card, and it's just beautiful. That looks like black tourmaline, and that looks like the Strength card, so it's perfect. This is the Hermit, which is my favorite tarot card, and this is labradite, which is a beautiful, beautiful crystal. This card, I'm not familiar with amolite, but that is a gorgeous card, and that's the Wheel of Fortune. Next is Justice with blue kyanite. And then the Hanged One with bloodstone, another favorite crystal of mine. This is another new crystal to me, but this card, this death card, is beautiful. Chariot. Not really sure how you would pronounce that, but that's my best effort. Then for Temperance, I think that's a perfect choice of smoky quartz. This Devil card. Oh, this card gives me chills in the very, very best way for a devil card. It really, really speaks to the energy of the devil to me. Black obsidian. Moldavite, perfect for the Tower. And then for the Star, lapis lazuli, just gorgeous. Here's the Moon, black moonstone. The Sun, citrine. Do you see what I mean about how she puts so much intention into choosing just the right crystal for every card? This is Judgment. This is Septarian. This is a crystal I'm not familiar with, but just from the look of the card, I want to get to know this one. And then for the World, she has rose quartz. Beautiful. For the Ace of Wands, sunstone. For the Two of Wands, tangerine quartz. Three of Wands, Wolfenite. Four of Wands, Crazy Lace Agate. Five of Wands, Red Jasper. Six of Wands, Vanadinite. Seven of Wands, Heliodor. Eight of Wands, Spectrine Garnet. I do have some garnet. I'm just not sure what type of garnet, so I need to look into that. Nine of Wands, Desert Jasper. 10 of Wands, isn't that perfect? Black Kyanite. Page of Wands, Ruptile and Quartz. Knight of Wands, Orange Kyanite. Queen of Wands, Almandine Garnet. That's the second type of garnet. King of Wands, Ruby. I think that's a perfect choice. Ace of Cups, Rainbow Moonstone. Two of Cups, Pink Sapphire. Three of Cups, Emerald. Four of Cups, Angel Aura Quartz. Five of Cups, Rhodochrosite. Six of Cups, Kunzite. Oh, this is a beautiful Seven of Cups, Abalone Shell. Eight of Cups, Pink Opal. Nine of Cups, Pink Tourmaline. 10 of Cups, Morganite. Page of Cups, Opal. Isn't that pretty? That's just a pretty card. Knight of Cups, Herkimer Diamond. Queen of Cups, not sure, Prehnite. King of Cups, Rhodonite. Ace of Swords, Amethyst. Two of Swords, that word. It's pretty, whatever it is. Three of Swords, Apache Tears. That's a perfect choice for the Three of Swords. Four of Swords, Aquamarine. Five of Swords, my birthstone, Blue Sapphire. Six of Swords, Larimore. Seven of Swords, the beautiful turquoise. Eight of Swords, Blue Chalcedony. That was my best guess. Nine of Swords, Howlite. 10 of Swords, another excellent choice, Hematite. Page of Swords, I love this one, Amazonite. Knight of Swords, Iolite. So pretty. Queen of Swords, Alexandrite. King of Swords, Tanzanite. Ace of Pentacles, Tiger Eye. Two of Pentacles, Green Adventuring. Three of Pentacles, Zincite. Four of Pentacles, I want a piece of petrified wood. It is so beautiful. Five of Pentacles, Chastolite. Six of Pentacles, Green Calcite. Seven of Pentacles, Ocean Jasper. Eight of Pentacles, Flower Agate. Nine of Pentacles, Bumblebee Jasper. Ten of Pentacles, green jade, Page of Pentacles, garnierite. Oh, it's pretty. King of Pentacles, moss agate, Queen of Pentacles, beautiful, malachite, and the King of Pentacles, excellent choice of gold. So I didn't really intend to do such an extensive flip through in this video, but I got a little carried away. I am just falling in love with this deck. So happy to have it. Let's take a look at the book I got. Let me tell you a little bit about it. This is Tarot and Astrology. Enhance your readings with the Wisdom of the Zodiac by Corinne Kenner. I'm currently doing an RWS deck study with Lisa Pepez's membership. And in preparation for the study, she did a video suggesting some resources, some books we could use for the study. It's a 3-month intensive study. And Lisa mentioned this book. Lisa is really not that into combining astrology with tarot, but I am. That's one of the things that I'm very interested in. Another part of my practice is my astrology practice. I work especially with the moon phases, but I also include all of the different planets and zodiac signs within my practice and the energies there. So I was really interested in finding out more about this book. Then someone in our Facebook group for the membership said that this book was on Kindle Unlimited. I usually just use my Kindle for fiction, not for nonfiction, but if a nonfiction book that I think sounds interesting is on Kindle Unlimited, I may give it a shot there just to see if I like it, and then if I really do, I can buy the book. And that's what happened. I got this book on Kindle Unlimited, and I have been loving it. I think it's a fantastic book. So I put it on my wish list, and my sweet husband got it for me for Mother's Day. I'm going to move these crystals back a little bit so I can show you this book without knocking the crystals off the table here. It's a great book. She combines so many things. She has, starts out with each of the planets and which major arcana they tie in with. And then she goes into the different signs and the major arcana that they are tied in with. And let's see. Here's Virgo. There's my Hermit. That's my significator because I am a Virgo. Then she goes on into the different decans, which is something I've been interested in learning more about, but I was really kind of intimidated by it. The 3 decans of Aries, the 3 decans of Gemini. She just has them all the way through. What whether they're cardinal, fixed, or mutable, which of the cards within that suit tie with them. Gemini is an air suit, so it's the swords, and it is the mutable, which is the last of the 3 air signs. So the air sign, the 8, 9, and 10. So I won't get too much into the decans in this video. I'm just trying to show the book, but I'm really enthusiastic about it because for the first time ever, I actually understand how the decans work. And my birthday is September 19th, so my card in the decans is the 10 of Pentacles, which absolutely thrills me. I love that. One of my favorite cards. This book is something I've been wanting to learn so much more about astrology and how it ties in with tarot, and this looks like the perfect book for it. I've loved reading it on my Kindle, but now seeing all the pictures, and there's quite a few charts in here too that you really can't see on a Kindle, like this one. That doesn't show up on the Kindle. So, and here's another one. And here's the Tree of Life. So many, and then all of the paths on the Tree of Life. It's just, I'm thrilled to have this book, bottom line. So thankful. It could not have been a better Mother's Day. I've got this beautiful tarot deck that I've already bonded with today. And then I've got this beautiful book that I had already bonded with on my Kindle and love even more in the physical form. So yeah, I'm very happy. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I loved making it. If you did enjoy it, please come back and see me again. Bye for now.